गणपतिगं कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आन शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेद वेदान्त वेदांग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम हरि ओम। फर्स्ट मंत्र। आविसन्निहितं गुहाचरं नाम महत्पदं अत्रैतत्समर्पितम्। ईजत् प्राणन्निमिषच्च यदेतत् अगेन ईजत् प्राणन्निमिषच्च यदेतत् जानत सदसद्वरेण्यं परं विज्ञानाद् यद्वरिष्ठं प्रजानां यद् अर्चिमद् यद् अणुभ्योऽणुः अगेन यद् अणुभ्योऽणुश्च यस्मिन् लोकाः निहिता लोकिनश्च तदेतदक्षरम् ब्रह्म स प्राणः तदुवाङ् मनः तदेतत् सत्यं तदमृतं तद्वेद्धव्यं सौम्य विद्धि. Again we'll chant the whole mantra. यदर्चिमद् यद् अणुभ्योऽणु च यस्मिल्लोका निहिता लोकिनश्च तदेतदक्षरं ब्रह्म स प्राणः तदुवाङ्मनः तदेतत् सत्यं तदमृतं तद्वेद्धव्यं सौम्य विद्धि. We had seen that in the second Mundaka, second section, the emphasis is how the whole world is the consciousness. The first Mundaka, rather 2.1, second Mundaka, first section, the emphasis was the Sat aspect of that Chetan is expressing in the world. And I had told how that has to be attained, how the sadhana is mentioned in this Mundaka, and also the Chit aspect is highlighted. Although Sat aspect is there, but how that Sat aspect is nothing but the Chit aspect, that is more emphasized in 2.2. Right? In 1.1, two kinds of vidya was mentioned. In 1.2, importance of karma, and where it is not important, that was also mentioned, and dispassion was there. In 2.1, how the Brahman is the cause and the world is the effect, that was mentioned. So, and in 2.2, how everything is the consciousness, that is mentioned. Let us see now what is said. In 2.2, what is the main point? Main point is that Brahman or the consciousness is the support of all. Brahman or the consciousness is the support of all. This is the one point. And secondly, that support is truth, and that should be attained. That should be targeted. That should be the ultimate goal. That alone should be aimed at through all our actions, etc. So we will see now what is the meaning of each word here. First word comes Yad Archimat. Archimat. Archimat means light. Light means self-effulgent. Not Avi word you heard. Aviyal nahi, Avi. Avi. Aviyal nahi. Avi. Aviyal is a vegetable. This is Avi. So Yad Archimat, Yad Anubhyo Anuhu. So what is meaning of Archimat? You know, any light does not need another light. Na deepasya na deepo ka akansha. Like I say, there is a flower. So flower needs a light to be known. Otherwise flower won't be known by the light. But I say this bulb light. So the light of the bulb does not need another light to illuminate that. Bulb light is sufficient. You don't need another bulb light to illuminate this bulb light. So this is the nature of light. Nature of light is it does not need any other light to illuminate that. Normal lights, normal outside sunlight doesn't need any other light. So what is meaning of self-effulgent? But very big but is there. What is meaning of self-effulgent? These outer light, if supposing it needs that you should be awake, then only you will have know it. If you are not awake, then you won't know that outer light also. The outer light needs your waking mind to appreciate that. Otherwise, outer light will not be any effect. So all light, so that means this outer light is depending on your waking state. When I say waking state, that means light from the eyes should merge with the light outside. There is a light from the eyes which is not seen by eyes. But light is emanating, it is called Netra Jyoti. Similarly, Karna Jyoti is there. Similarly, Nasika Jyoti is there. Some people lost smell in COVID. So their Nasika Jyoti has gone. They say, I cannot smell anything. Some lost taste, but they got back the taste. But some did not get back the smell. I heard. How is it possible? I don't understand. Thank God I did nobody lost. The COVID acted through nose and taste only. So the light emanates from the eyes. And light which emanates from the eyes, it mixes with the light inside. Outside. Inside light mixes with the outside light. And when inside light mixes with the outside light, then only outside light is seen and the object in the outside light is known. Three things are there. One is object. Second is the light, outside light. And third is the light from the eyes which mixes with the outside light. Three things are there. When a person goes to sleep, that means his light which was coming from the eyes is withdrawn now. So he is not seeing anything. And therefore he is not able to see anything or hear anything or whatever is there. This is called light of consciousness. Light of consciousness. I'm just giving example. But this light, which is inside light, that means the outside object is dependent on outside light. Outside light is dependent on inside light. But inside light, is it dependent on some other light? That inside light is manifesting and unmanifesting. That is not dependent. That pure consciousness is all the time there. It is only when it is not, when it is awake, that pure consciousness light is just coming and emanating from the sense organs. Nana chidra gatodara sthita mahadeepa prabhabhaswaram jnanam yasya tu chakshuradi karanadvara bahi spandate. Dakshinamurti is there. So when you are fast asleep, consciousness is there totally. When I wake up, that means the light from the consciousness, that which unmanifest was there, that started manifesting, and that light of consciousness is allowed to express very easily. through the sense organ, etc. This is called Archimat, Swayam Prakash. And day and night that light is all the time, never tired. Whole life it is not tired because it is not an action. Action is tiring thing, but this is not a tiring thing. It is there all the time, at all place. ठीक है ना? Yesterday also I had explained by the word avihi. And there is nobody who is seeing that light other than that thing. This outer light is known that there is no light today. There is a light is there. Or outer object is known, but there is no other one to see this light. Please see the difference there. Outer light is known through some person. And if that outer light was seen by something, then by removing that aspect, you would not see this light. But this inner light does not need an illuminator for itself. Even the outer object needs illuminator, the outer light needs illuminator, but that light which emerges to the sense organ of the consciousness, that does not need any illuminator. It is the non-illuminatable light. I'm not saying non-illuminated, don't be careful. Otherwise, same remuneration will come. Vedanta needs renunciation. The proofreader cut it. Vedanta needs remuneration. ऐसा नहीं होगा. So don't hear something superficially. अच्छा, हाँ. That light is there all through. That light is there all through. It is not inside my body. Please get this point. That light is not inside my body. If it is not in content and body is a container. Because if the content is container is not seen, content also can't be known. If the body was a container and the light of consciousness, Atma was content, in the absence of knowledge of the container, the content also will not be seen. But in the absence of knowledge of the container, as in deep sleep and samadhi, still you have the knowledge of consciousness. That means the body is not the container and this light is not the content. Anything which lights an object cannot be container of the light. Object cannot be container of the light if the object is known as its size is known and something else is also known. Like I know if I go out, I know many houses are there. So light in which many houses are seen, that cannot be inside one house. Light in which many houses are seen, I see one house here, another house is there, third house is there. That light through which many houses are seen, that cannot be in one house. Similarly, that light through which I see many bodies and many objects of the world cannot be in one body and one object. It should be outer than the object. Then therefore I told many times that the illuminator has to be more pervasive than the illumined, and therefore the illuminator can be called all pervasive because all the object of the world are illumined by this illuminator only. And if this illuminator is also illumined by something else, then this illuminator will become illumined and it also will become a shape. And therefore the ultimate illuminator will not have a shape, and ultimate illuminator will be all pervasive. Only if I will go mad. Yad archimat. From where to where we reached. So, yad archimat. And therefore, what is self-effulgent will be, because we are habituated to objectifying everything. Moment I say self-effulgent, so we think there is a head, inside the head there is a light. And we maintain this concept. When I say drishta, we feel it is behind the head. When I say tat, it becomes in the heart. Everything we are trying to objectify and formify, and what happens, the very idea of that is disturbed. Therefore it is easier to understand Purana, etc. Because their figures come, name comes. Here कुछ फिगर ही नहीं उनका, बोले कॉन्शियसनेस लंबा है, चौड़ा है, छोटा है, मोटा है, हल्का है, नीला, पीला, हाल, गुलाबी, मीठा, खटमिठा. इट इज स्वीट. बोले हमारी आत्मा बहुत स्वीट. आत्मा इज सो स्वीट. बहुत ही स्वीट आत्मा है. द कॉन्शियसनेस इज वेरी लवेबल. अब आप ये सब बात मत करो, यहाँ पे नहीं चलेगा. If consciousness is sweet, then what will be the sour then? Who will illuminate sweetness and sour? Who is illuminating sour? Your chacha. But if it already has become an object, sweetness is an object of thought, it will become illumined. Then who will be illuminator? Who knows sweetness if consciousness is sweet? But then it is not sweet. No. Then it is bitter. No. Again you are putting a quality there. अरे कुछ तो बोलो आप, कुछ हम बोल तो नहीं. So much I am talking about that, about which nothing can be talked. क्या कर रहे? And therefore it is difficult to talk, and Bhagavan says, Ascharvat pashyati kattat kaschitenam ascharvat vadati tathaiva chanya. It is ascharya that somebody talks, ascharya that somebody understands also. Because it is not the thing, anything talking requires an gun, naam, roop, rudi, samman, then only you can talk, and here nothing is there. So yad archimat, I hope you have understood archimat. So don't please make it inside the body and something is shining, and I saw the Atma, it is shining, all these things. I'm not saying you will not see, but that is not the Atma actually. फिर what happened? बोले चला गया हो तो, color gone. Then Atma is gone, then if that was Atma, who will be there now? Next word. ठीक है ना? Anubhyo anuhu. It is subtler than the subtlest. So particle is there. This is some darshan called Nyaya darshan or Vaisheshik darshan. So Vaisheshik darshan says that Atma is very, very atom was there. Atom. बहुत छोटा है, बहुत छोटा. अच्छा, बहुत छोटा है. What is it called? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Micro. No, क्या? What is the unit? Micro? Microns. Pico, even is there. Pico also is there. Pico. और क्या है? Nano is there. Nano fraction. Some unit is very small. You cannot see also with the microscope. You need a very high resolution microscope to see Atma. ऐसा नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है. Whatever you see as the smallest, it is smaller than that. अरे आप हमको क्यों परेशान कर रहे हैं? देखो अणुभ्यः अणु. It is not saying it is very subtle. Anubhya is fifth case. It is smallest, subtler than the subtlest. So how subtle? Okay, very, it cannot be seen. Very small. That is Atma. Subtler than that. So whatever I will say, you will make subtler than that. And what do you want to say? I want to say it has no form. Why? Because any particle is an object. It is illumined. Any particle, what you call, howsoever it can be seen or it can be talked about, it can be objectified. You mean to say that smallness is not there? No. Then it should be bigger. So here cha means, Bhashika writes, cha shabdat sthulobhyo atishayan sthulam prativyadibhya yasmin loka. It is bigger than the biggest. Where this mantra comes? Aloraniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya janto gunihito guhayam tamakratu pashyati vita shoka asmaiman aminimatmana. Kathopanishad. It is bigger than the biggest also. Aloraniyan, that means smallness and bigness is superimposed on that. I'll give you example. Water is subtler than the smallest bubble. And water is bigger than the biggest tide. That means the water is the substratum on which the smallness and bigness is superimposed. Kyo? You don't need glasses now? Sure. Will not, it's all okay now. Okay. You're seeing me one properly? Okay. So, she saw two Swamiji there sitting. And she's thinking, why other Swamiji is silent? Only one is speaking. When two are there, both should get chance to speak. So, I am saying that water is there, water is minutest than the minute bubble. Minutest bubble, water is minuter than that. And water is bigger than the biggest tide also. If this expression is used, it has a connotation that bigness and smallness is superimposed on water. These are expressions. The brilliancy of the Upanishad is that it has a very good communicative skill. To show the superimposition, it has used these expressions. You have to salute their genius. Huh? Clear? I'll give another example now. No, don't worry about me. I understood. In the dream, there is a small dust you found in the dream. Very minute dust. And dream had a very big mountain range was there. Very big sun, a solar system in the dream was there. The dream consciousness is subtler than the smallest speck in the dream and bigger than the whole cosmos of the dream also. That means the bigness of the cosmos and the smallness of the dust was superimposed on that dream consciousness. Dream consciousness is neither big and neither small. I hope this is now communicated. So on me, both are superimposed. And then same thing is mentioned. Now it is clarified. Yasmin loka nihita lokinascha. On Yasmin means on that. Loka. Loka means world. Bhashkar like loka. Bhuradeha. Bhur bhuva suha mahajana tapa satyam ityadi. Atal, talatal, patal, vital, sutal, atal. All these lokas are there. Loka means realm of experiences. That's called loka. Loka. And lokinashta means residence. The residents of Swarga are called denizens. Denizen. And here called resident. So all the lokinascha, lok nivasana, manushyadaya, human being, animal, plant, bird, all are there. Nihita means ashraya. They are residing, they are dependent. Not like, be very careful, not like lid is on the pot. Not like lid is dependent on or supported by the pot. Here it is not. Otherwise, lid and pot can be separated. Sometimes lid is forgotten. Where is the lid gone? So it is not the lok and lokas are dependent or on, they are sitting on the consciousness. They are sitting as the dream world is sitting on the dream consciousness. As the waves are sitting on the water. As the ornaments are sitting on the gold. As the shape of the body is sitting on 5 elements. You cannot separate the ornaments and say ornaments are dependent on the gold. Yasmin loka nihita. I hope this much is clear. Oh. But I am consciousness. And this is existence. This is what is said. Existence alone. Existence and consciousness are one here. What you say, the word, it is nothing but the name and form. And name and form are on me. ठीक है ना? नहीं ठीक है. देखो कितनी सही बात है. See the word here. Yasmin loka nihita lokinascha. That means, what is this relation between me and the world? Relation between me and the world is world is in me and I am the substratum of the world. ठीक है? देखो. I hope this is clear. Chaitanya ashrayaha. They are not some independent thing is there. And what ordinary person says? Consciousness is in me. Lo. As if the inert world is inert and an inert world has consciousness and many consciousnesses are there. Agyan ki had hogi. And my consciousness is in my body. His consciousness is in his body, and as many consciousnesses are there, so many bodies are there, and all are housing one consciousness, one per head. And all the consciousnesses are dependent on the world. World is real, consciousnesses are coming and going. Ye ordinary person ki thinking. And I am also one of the consciousness. And rather, you know what a person says? He never says I am consciousness. He says I am conscious of. He will never say I am consciousness. He will say, why? Because he is always seeing the consciousness with the conditioning. When consciousness is with conditioning, so conditioning is conscious of. One is called fire is hot, other is called pot is hot. So both have different. Heatness, hot fire is different than the hot pot. When the hotness of the fire is transferred on the pot, then it is different. It is called a hot pot. Hot pot. Or cold bag. Cold is different. Cold bag. So when one is total consciousness, that I am consciousness, nobody says, but I am conscious of law. Of what? A moment conscious comes with the object now. Now I am conscious is coming with the object. Conscious of what? Conscious of my body, conscious of the hall, conscious of space, conscious of light. Achha, is there a possibility you are not conscious of something, still you are conscious? What did you say? And I am asking, is there a possibility that there is no object, still you are conscious. No, this is not possible. I have to be conscious of something. No, you are not consciousness alone. No, alone I don't know. I don't know. I have to find it out. अब देखो यही मिस्टेक हो रही है. माया ने ऐसी गड़बड़ी कर दिया. पहली गलती, many consciousnesses. दूसरी गलती, many consciousnesses are in the world. So world has become the support, consciousness has become supported. If body is killed, consciousness will be killed. I am killed. People use the word. I am killed. I will be dying. That means consciousness will be dying. Yes. Today I am very sad. So consciousness is sad or you are sad? Both. I am very sad. The course not over. I am very sad about today. I have to leave. Or I am very sad my classes are going on when course is over. They should have some rest actually. हम लोग का ऐसा सब गड़बड़ सरबड़ सिस्टम है ना. I am consciousness is in me. Consciousness, I die. And I think I have a property called consciousness. I am conscious of law. I have a like something as a property. Like the flower has sweetness. Sweetness is a property of the flower. So I am conscious of, I am not consciousness, I am conscious of something. I am experiencing consciousness. Itna garbad ho gaya. So world has become container, I have become content, and that too I am a changing content. I am a changing consciousness, not a stable consciousness. Yesterday I was happy, today I am not happy. I don't know about tomorrow what will be I. How will you tomorrow? Only God knows, I don't know. So you know what wrong we are doing in our experiencing. And this is all based on ignorance only. Thorough ignorance, everything is totally based on. You are Swayam Prakash. When you are not Paraprakash, it started yes, Archimad. You are of the nature of self-effulgence, which you agreed. Well, yes, I agree with that. If you are self-effulgent, my dear, then how can you be illumined by any light? And if you are self-effulgent, then you will not be in time and space. Then you have to be all pervasive. Because I told you that any light can be known only when you pervade that light. Yes, that also is known. So that means you are all pervasive. When you are all pervasive, how can you be in one body? When you cannot be in one body, then how can you be a part of your life? How can you walk and how can you sleep and how can you die and how can you live and how can you cry and how can you be the one, one person? How can you have relation? Well, he is also all pervasive. Who? My enemy? Yes. I don't like his all pervasiveness. No. 1 minute. जो हम करेंगे वो भी करेगा. नहीं वो करेगा नहीं. वो भी all pervasive है, आप भी all pervasive हो. बोले लोग if he wants to be all pervasive, let him be all pervasive. I won't be there. let him be all pervasive. हमें नहीं बनना all pervasive. Anywhere I go, he goes there. No. 1 minute. There cannot be two all pervasives. That means what? That means if you are all pervasive, then actually he and you are not two. There is only one all pervasive. That means he is me and me is you. But I don't want to be such consciousness. I am happy in my body. I am happy here inside. I will suffer alone. Arey bhai, you cannot do that. Because only one consciousness can be there. Then where the world has come up? World cannot be there. It is anubhya anuhu. It is subtler than the subtle and it is bigger than the biggest. That means the world is just superimposed on this consciousness. Yasmin loka nihita lokinascha. बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें बोल दिया जा रहा है. It is all very big sentences actually. All are महावाक्य. In me the whole world is superimposed because otherwise world is not one object and I am not one subject who is seeing the object and I am different than the object, because if I am the different than the object then I should be absent there, but I cannot be absent anywhere because my light has to pervade that thing. How can I be absent there? But if this is a paperweight and I am seeing the paperweight, so light of the bulb is coming here and going in my eyes and it is forming the image in my retina. Now, the point is that the eyes also should have its own light which goes along with this external light. And unless these two lights are combined and both the lights pervade, this paperweight cannot be seen. I hope you are understanding. Are you getting my point? Only this light won't work. This light plus this light, both have to be there, sir. So what do you want to say? I want to say, if the sunlight is seen, the sunlight also has come on my retina. And therefore, but my light also has to touch that sunlight, then only sun can be seen. That means both the lights are there. Yes. That means the external light is dependent on this light, but this light is not dependent on external light. One is light of consciousness, other is light of the bulb or the object of the sun or the moon, etc. Then what shall I do? Nothing, don't do anything, just relax. Just relax and understand that where is the thinking mistake? Where is the mistake of understanding? It is a correction process. Satsang is a correction of our understanding. It is not doing something. It is more of undoing what I have mistaken myself to be. Chale, one more point. Last point. Last point lasts so long. So, I am saying the light of consciousness and the object. Then the object is known. Yes. When the light of consciousness, by that light hits here, it is fine, and then it goes. But my light of consciousness also hits the object. Here's the object. Now my question is it possible that the light of consciousness and object can they mix? It cannot mix. Light of consciousness and this object or that object or this object or this object or this object or this object, it cannot mix. Why? Because light of consciousness cannot mix with anything. It is of the nature of non-variability. And therefore, I have to say that light of consciousness alone is appearing as paperweight. Well, but 1 minute, one question I have. How can the light of consciousness travel? Light of consciousness doesn't travel, exactly speaking. Like in the dream, supposing you are there. In the dream, before the dream started, you were the dream consciousness. And in the dream consciousness, there is no time, space, object, etc. Then a dreamer has come. Dreamer. A dreamer is, supposing, closed his eyes. In front of the dreamer, there is a flower kept. Dream consciousness is different. Dreamer is the one who is with the body. And when he opens his eyes, when the dreamer opens eyes, he sees the flower in front of him. Actually speaking, the dreamer, the consciousness does not travel. It is the expression of the consciousness to the socket of the light that he saw that light. As if the consciousness traveled. As if that outside light mixed with this consciousness which was already there. And therefore there is experience of an object. But light of consciousness cannot mix with outer object. and therefore outer object. Why? Because this is infinite. The light of consciousness is all pervading. The light of consciousness is not an element which can mix with some other element. It is truth. Truth cannot mix with false, and therefore the light of consciousness alone is appearing as the paperweight here. I hope this point is clear. Next line, tad etad aksharam. Tad etad aksharam. Clear हुआ ये? Is it clear? Well, this is tad and etat. Tad means tad and etat means that, and etat means this, that, this. So that padarth laksharth, which is the indicative meaning of that. That means Ishwar, the cause of all, Ishwar. And the consciousness in the Ishwar. And etad means this. Tvam padarth laksharth. The indicative meaning of me. Both are akshar, means they are not modifiable. They are not changing. And what are they? Brahma. They are Brahma. They are Brahma. They are Brahma. I hope, is it clear? Any doubts? No doubts. Doubts are there? Please ask me. When? Next year. So, tad etad aksharam Brahma. So, this is Brahma. Brahma means limitless. Aksharam means non-modifying, non-decaying. And Brahma means cause of whole, unlimited. Then what is said? Sa pranaha, tadu manaha, vang manaha. It is प्राण. ये प्राण कहाँ से आ गए? ये क्या प्राण बोल दिया, हम बड़ी मुश्किल समझ में आता है. फिर उनका प्राण तो छोटा मोटा हमारा ये प्राण है. Tell me one thing, I understood with so much difficulty that Atma is self-effulgent and all. Subtlety, bigness and smallness are superimposed on that. All beings are superimposed on that. And all is Brahman, I understood. फिर भी एक प्राण कहाँ से ले आए बीच में? I think Baba Ramdev has hand in it. कुछ प्राणायाम का चक्कर होगा. ये कहाँ से प्राण आ गया? सब प्राण. कुछ प्राणायाम करवाना चाह रहे हैं हम लोग से, वेदांत वालों से. तदु वांग मनः, and that is speech also, mind also. वाक्च मनश्च सर्वाणी करण. देखो ध्यान देना भाई. सब प्राण, this is प्राण also, speech also, mind also. Why this is said here? Why it is said here? There is one rule called Sanghatasya Pararthatvat. Any assemblage is for someone who is not a part of the assemblage. Like the car is an assemblage, and car is not for the window, or it is not for the seat, or it is not for the steering, it is not for the brake. It is for someone who is not a part of the car, and that is the owner of the car. Similarly, this body has prana, mind, speech. They are all part of assemblage. And this part of assemblage is for someone who is not a part of assemblage. He is called Jiva or Chaitanya. I hope you are understanding that. He is the king of this body. Therefore, he is called Ishvara in 15th chapter. Shariram yadavapnoti yacha Ishvara. Ishwar word आता है. So, saprana. So pran, mind and speech, they are all inert. They are all working for the consciousness. Is it clear now? And not only working for that, but their illumination is only because of unke. They are all inert. And if they are shining, it is only because of the shine of the consciousness that they have borrowed. If the speech is able to, if somebody is able to speak, because there is a consciousness, light of consciousness which is illuminating that speech, that sense organ called speech. And therefore it is called sapranaha, tadu vang manaha. He is prana, he is speech. Achha. And his mind also. In other words, देखो प्राण is a kriya shakti. Power of activity is called prana. This is not called prana. This is expression of prana. When you say prana, generally we think of the inhaling, etc. But kriya shakti is called prana. But kriya shakti is totally based on the consciousness only. That is, therefore it is based on consciousness, and therefore he alone is the unchanging substratum of the prana. And because substratum is not different than superimposed, therefore superimposed is also called prana. Here is called consciousness. I can say the wave is also water. From that angle it is said. So everything is acting for that consciousness. That consciousness already you saw, it's all pervasive. And therefore this pran, man, vak, all are not different than that. They are not different than that. Even when you utter a word, supposing I say the word Sita Ram. So before I utter a word, that was in the form of a thought. And before it was a thought, it was consciousness only. And therefore from consciousness only the thought has come and the word has come. And therefore it cannot be other than consciousness, because if without varying the cause effect comes, the effect will not be other than the consciousness. I hope this is clear. So, tadu vang manaha sa pranaha sa tadu vang manaha. And it is the essence of prana. Pranasya prana, Bhashika writes, Chaitanya ashrayo hi prana indriyadi sarva sanghataha pranasya pranam iti shrutyantarat. Yat pranadinam antaha chaitanya maksham. It is the prana of the essence of the prana. It is the eyes of the eyes. Because of that only eyes are seeing. The light of the consciousness is expressing through the eyes. Therefore from that angle it is called prana. Yahi prana hai. Yahi prana hai. What you say? Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. Sun, wahi sun hai. Because the real sun is inside. Real sun is inside. He alone is expressing. Essence alone is expressing through the object. And therefore object is nothing but the essence. ठीक है ना? The essence of something is mentioned. Like I say, the ornaments, I will say it is gold only. Ring is gold. Gold is ring only. Gold ही ring है. Like I am saying, gold ही ring के रूप में दिख रहा है. Gold alone is the necklace. Gold alone is this. So that consciousness is now used by the sense organ, because all are based and superimposed on that. I hope it is not clear, or it is clear. And easy ho gaya ab to. It's very, very easy. Because we are very fixed in our notions. I am in the world is true, I am jeev, I am doer. Therefore consciousness word is safe. At least I am not that conscious. I am worker, I am doer, I am sad, I am happy, I am father, I am mother. If I become consciousness, Swamiji, I cannot change also. अगर हम कॉन्शियसनेस बन गए तो कॉन्शियसनेस इज ऑल परवेडिंग एंड कॉन्शियसनेस इज वन विदाउट अ सेकेंड एंड आई हैव टू डू सो मच ऑफ वर्क टुडे आई हैव टू गो एंड परचेज भिंडी I don't want to be such consciousness. So, saprana tad vang mana. Next word is tadetat satyam. Again, tad and etad word has been used many times. Tad is that consciousness, that which cause of the whole world called Ishwar. And etat is you, the Jeev. And inside both the consciousness is one. Therefore, from Lakshyarth angle, Lakshyarth of indicative meaning of Ishwar is the consciousness without time, space and object. And indicative meaning of that Jeev is the consciousness beyond the five koshas, beyond time and space. Both are one and both are Satyam. Satyam is, it is non-changing. Bhaskar writes Satyam avitatham. Avitatham means vigatam is tathatmam. Vigatam tathatvam vitathyam. Vaitathyam, which is not having thatness. And that which does not have thatness. Thatness means it is is, which is amness and not thatness. वैसा नहीं है, अब मैं ही हूं. That is called vigatam tathatvam iti vitatham. Vitathatvam. Satyam, that means there is no change because everything tatha will be changing. Something outside will always be different. Only consciousness will be unchanging. Tadetat satyam. Tad amritam. Tad amritam means avinashi. It is immortal, timeless. Tad vedhavyam. Tad vedhavyam. See the word here. Vedhavyam means it should be known. It should be hit. It should be targeted. It should be aimed. It should be struck. Means aim Brahman through everything only. All action and all knowledge. Sarvam karma khilam partha jnane parisamapyate. It should be there only. It should be all through all action, emotion, relation and life. That alone should be known, nothing else. That is called Vedhavyam. Vedhavyam is struck, aimed, targeted. Nothing else is worth knowing here. Vedhavyam is Tavya Pratyay, should be known, should be hit, should be targeted, should be, like Kartavyam, should be, it should be like that. Somya, Som means his disciple, Vidhi. Vidhi means know. So Vidhi is second conjugation, to know. And Ved is to strike. Vedhavyam. I hope this mantra is clear. Yad, I will read, please see all words have been covered. Yadar chimad, yad adubhyo anuhu, sa icha yasmin loka nihita lokinascha. Tadetadaksharam brahma sa pranaha taduvang manaha tadetat satyam tadamritam tadvedhavyam somya viddhi. How to do it? Supposing I don't know how to strike, now the Upanishad is coming to the sadhana part and bringing the bow and arrow tomorrow. Please come with the bow and arrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.
प्रभु मां पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभु हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नितरा सदा शिवाय सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो मां पाहि विभो पाहि विभो मां पाहि प्रभो हर 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 हराय नमो शिव 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 शिवाय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो शिवाय नमो हराय नमो हराय नमो शिवाय नमो